Grand Rising, YouTube Grand Rising. Good evening, good day, depending on where you are. I'm back in again to channel the messages that's sent to me, through me, and for me to share. Not every message that comes through is going to be a message for everyone, but there's definitely a message here for someone. You just need to take the messages that resonates and leave the rest for those that the message, will resonate with. This message is being a kind of an energy of a throwback, an eye-opener, if anything, confirmation in regards to the messages that I've done over my channels, 2 channels, over the past, I'm going to say 4 years, 3 to 4 years. Numerologies are speaking to me loud and clear. I'm in this energy of everything is a message right now, and the last time, not even the last time, but one of the first times I was in this energy is when I first got into tarot, probably about a year after, because of certain things that I was observing within the first year, which made me cut away and move away from certain channels that I initially was subscribed to within my first year. The things I was observing, this whole reading is a kind of conclusion of that. For a lot, it may be a confirmation of some kind of trickery that was going on within some kind of community where you may have had no communication with the person that's on your mind. What kind of threw me during the last message that I uploaded was this card. I'm going to show you the mirroring reason why. I didn't have this card prepared, 1 minute. So in 2021 I did a message, and this was one of the overall cards that came through within that message of season 9, my chapter 9. And the reason why I'm going to bring this into the message for now is because of the relevance, the mirroring energy. If you notice the doll, this is karmic energy. Let me just say that from the offset. This is karmic energy. It's the energy that came through in the previous season 9. I'm going to read this from the book. So card 22, Voodoo in Blue. Message, back off. About Voodoo in Blue. This fairy is letting you know that it is time to back off from a person or situation that is not in your best interest, and that you may need to be brave and stop being so welcoming of what you are actually or what you actually do want. So this blue fairy waving her voodoo doll is letting you know very clearly that you now must tell someone to take a step back. You know you have been overriding your instincts with what seems rational, with misguided desire to help and befriend someone who may not be particularly good for you. This card doesn't mind if she looks a bit nasty when she gives you the back off message. She'd rather she was loud and clear, and that the person pushing her buttons leaves quickly. So she wants you to start trusting your instincts, to start valuing being honest above being nice. You do feel like you need to stay away from someone and to tell that person clearly to stay away from you. And this card in blue, stepping forward to speak with you, confirms that your hunches have been ever so right. So I'm going to pause there for a minute. So back in 2021 when I did this message, I always follow the highest guidance within me. And by this point, I'd already unsubscribed from said channel. So anyway, during this time I was guided because I done around, this was over 5 days that season 9 came through, and I was guided during that time to go back to the channel, but not to listen, only to look, because I was very new to tarot at the time, so I was still, you know, in a kind of energy of a self-doubt in myself in regards to the messages that I was seeing, you know. So anyway, the Most High wanted to bring me confirmation, so I went over to the channel and I didn't even have to stay for too long enough to screenshot what I needed to screenshot and just carry on. When I went to look at the station, the channel, the thumbnail was literally of the, you know, the neon lights, the LED lights, and also the hair of this particular reader was in blue. I said, come on. I said, my ancestors have got jokes. Throughout that whole season 9, I kept on saying, my ancestors have got jokes. They gave me a script that I wrote out. This was literally a conversation that I was having with myself, but I was writing it out, color coded, in regards to the energies that was coming through telepathy. Didn't understand it at the time in 2021, like how I do now. So this makes more sense to me now than then. And I feel like that's the reason why it's coming through now. Because I feel like my subscriptions are picking up. And I feel like a few things. That somebody who's subscribed, who's in a very similar situation as to the energies that came through in 2021, season 9. Or this is cross-watching energy and I'm speaking to 2022's Voodoo in Blue, back off. Or I'm speaking from somebody who was a part of that group, that community, confirmation that was projected to my Empress Earth Wisdom 1111, which caused it a great stagnation. I'm going to continue reading. So continue, it says, so Voodoo in Blue speaks. You are doing so well right now that you may begin to attract some attention from people who are quite simply optimistic, opportunistic, I can't say the word right now, and you are being kind and wishing to help. And so I'm going to step in and give you a very clear warning. I don't mind if I look like the bad guy. What matters is that you get the message. Time to do a little stay away magic. And while I won't be sending them bad thoughts, after all, there are no pins in my voodoo doll. You, if you take my advice, won't be asking them to come around for tea anytime soon. Your feelings are right on this one. You know what to do. Don't get involved and don't get bullied. You may have to snur too a little to get them to stay away. You need someone to back right off and give you space. You are not liking them, you are not welcoming them, and you need to be very clear and straight about that, despite all of your desires to be loving and a loving person. Detach from whatever it is that's giving you so much grief by asking whatever and whoever it is that is irritating you, draining you, or pushing your buttons to leave you be. It says leave you be for the moment, but I'm just gonna say leave you be. Be respectful and kind, yet cool at first. But if good intentions are mistaken for new invitation, be very clear and say away. Stop being so nice that you send very mixed messages. It's a banishing time. And the card came out right at the very end of the previous message saying calm. Because the reason why this energy is trying to resurface and come back into your energy field is because you got some good news coming. And they're trying to cause a distraction for you on that path. Previous message, there was a tightrope. They're trying to cause you a distraction that you slip off of that tightrope. I'm going to read. All right, I'm going to read the card of courage. is what brought me back to this energy. Well, everything in this message brought me back to this energy. This energy, this this energy is the main confirmation. This energy is the main keeper of the big house, where the boxes that needs to be looked into, who thought that they could be clever within a situation by sending out energies towards you in regards to what it is that you may need help in, may need a leg up on, projects, creativities, however that may resonate for you, portraying to be a caring connection. But what the message is showing, previous message, is the inner strength that you've shown over a period of time. Courage was the first card that came through, clarifying the Queen of Pentacles' energy. I'm going to read that card. So it says, don't be frightened, vacilla, and do not be sad, for the morning is wiser than the evening. Lie down and sleep, and tomorrow you will feel much better. Vacilla felt all her sadness slipping away from her and fell asleep. This beautiful fairy tale is a message of great courage, of light in darkness, and of how entering into the darkness and into the realm of the crone can result in great rewards if you keep a quiet and still center. Vacilla is a young woman whose sisters demand she undertake a truly frightening quest. Fortunately, although her sisters bear her no love, she has with her a magical doll within which she is the voice of her mother and part of her spirit, and this doll speaks to Vacilla whenever she has need of her mother's guidance and wisdom, and she takes this doll and her courage into a situation where she confronts the great archetype of the crow. After fulfilling many tasks without complaint, she is rewarded with the light which she sought. This tale of Vacilla has two names, sometimes Vacilla the brave, sometimes Vacilla the wise. But it is all about honoring the mother, Vacilla's mother, the maiden, Vacilla, and the crone, Vacilla, endures all of the lessons at the hands of the crone. And while her sisters feel they have sent her to a sure death, in fact, they have sent her to a place where she will learn the most. Going back to my message that I did at the beginning of the year, which would have been one of my first messages back after a year away from YouTube, not away from doing my messages, because I was on Facebook doing written messages and still kind of posting on YouTube until a situation took place, and I thought, nah, I'm just going to stay over on Facebook. The Most High set me on a detour. I came back after the year, and this energy that just came through here now came through in the solar eclipse message. So anyway, it says, so when you receive this card, know that there is a deep motherly love for you, with you. It may not be from a literal mother, but there is women's wisdom, which have been given to you and which can sustain you. The feminine ancestral line is strong and of great comfort to you. A mother, grandmother, or feminine ancestor guides you in vision and dreams. It is yours alone, and only you can hear the voice of the mother, the goddess within. When you enter the darkness, know that you can carry with you the voice of wisdom within, and it will be available for you when you most need it. Listen to that still, calm voice within, and know that you are the one who will return with light, and the situation that once troubled you so much will be transformed. Card represents courage and comfort, invitation and facing your fears. From darkness, the greatest light is shone. Guidance from ancestors. A difficult time creates much wisdom. You will pass any tests put before you. Do your best, and you will do more than enough. A time of separation from old family or friends. A time of new beginnings. The way forward becomes clear. Elders will teach you wisdom. This is a Russian folklore storytell. So then it's just aligning. So then when I come to the message now, I'm going to read you the tell of the revelation. Second card out, confirming the Queen of Pentacles' energy that's within it. This came through in my Unsolved Mystery playlist, which I've recently recorded after my 1313 hashtag Ancestor37 Storm Beryl, the cleanup of. So after I did those messages, I kept on hearing within the ethers somebody was saying, bring love into the situation. So I did. But again, I was hearing, be careful what you ask for. So when I done an energy in regards to the masculine energy, this is the message that came through. It brought me to the energy of Shankrella and Jay Slater, who was found in Tenerife. I've lost the page now for this card. It's card number 29. 29 may be relevant. I've actually got that written down in my notes. So it says, the scent of the jasmine has killed him. Then the rose elf understood the vengeance of the flowers and told it to the queen. And she and her whole swarm of bees seasonally hummed around the flower pot and could not be driven away. When a man picked up the pot, a bee stung him on his hand, so that it let it fall and it broke into pieces. Then the people saw the whitened skull and knew that the dead man on the bed was a murderer. When this card comes to you, you need not know the entire tale to understand that a bad deed will soon be coming to light, and the sadness and burden you have borne so bravely will fall away. But here is a little of the story, so you will see how strange and harsh things sometimes take time to come to light. A young woman has possessive and jealous brother who forbids her from seeing the young man she has fallen deeply in love with. When she refuses to obey her brother murders her lover and buries him in the woods. But the rose elf of the tale has hidden within the brother's pockets and has observed, which is the card clarifying that, has observed all that has happened. He tells the sister of the true fate of her lover and tells her where the body is buried. She goes to the forest and finds his head and brings him home and places it in a large pot. She covers it with good earth and plants a jasmine seedling above him and tends to the plant with all her love she has left in her broken heart. She waters it with her tears and speaks to the plant day and night. That's a message I've also done up on my channel, titled Day and Night. So much so, her brother feels she has lost her mind. In time, she quietly passes away from grief, but the jasmine has flowered and is sweet and healthy. Her brother goes to move the pot, and thousands of tiny fairies fly from it and take the evil brother's life. When his body is found, the lover's head is discovered within the pot, and all come to know of the evil deed of this most cruel brother. It's a sad tale, but one where natural justice comes about, where love is transmuted, where grief is strong, and ultimately the truth comes to light in the weirdest of revelations. When this card comes to you, you will be able to be free of the burden you have carried, and any bullying or unkindness will soon be at an end. In time, this is how it goes. Eventually, truths are unearthed, and it is simple things that can show you the truth. So trust in your instinctual wisdom and the language of your natural ones. The flowers and the bees, as they speak in the tale, Tell the truth about a murderer or an injustice or any kind of family abuse and misuse of power and bring hope back to those who had lost it. The meaning of this card, nature holds the truth. Truth revealed after a long time hidden. What is suppressed rises to the surface. Belated justice. Past evil is now recognized and abusive persons is found out. Balance is going to be restored to this situation, and that's the good news that's coming through. It's like you picked your battles wisely. I was looking for the tinderbox card number 11. So this is the tell of what was going on behind closed doors. This is the big house. I will pull cards, but I just feel like this energy needed to be explained in order for the rest of the energies to be understood. So the tinderbox soldier, ambition. The dog brought the princess back to her copper castle, but in the morning, while she was having tea with her father and mother, the king and queen, she told them she had had a very strange dream that night. A large dog with eyes as big as teacups had come and carried her away to a soldier who kissed her. That's a nice story, said the queen, but she didn't mean it. One day, one dog has eyes as big as teacups, another eyes as big as saucers, and the third eyes as big as towers. They are the guardians of 3 chests of coins, copper, silver, and gold, and they obeyed the bidding of the owner of the tinderbox, which contains a flint and a candle stub. Whenever these are lit, the dogs come to their bidding. A soldier marches along a road. The war is over, and he has nothing except for his uniform and the marching steps he takes. Along the side of the road, he is greeted by a witch who asks him to perform a task for her, to fetch a tinderbox from deep within the earth through a hollowed and magical oak tree. In return, he is given a magical piece of cloth to place each guardian on, and he can fill his pockets with as much treasure as he can carry. But when he sees what these creature guards, and when the witch will not tell him why the tinderbox is so very valuable, he chops off her head and takes the tinderbox and moves into his new life, a rich man. There is much more to the story than that, of course. He has yet to meet the princess and ask the dogs to do his bidding to find her. But this tale is about the choices this soldier makes in order to make his fortune. He kills. He is a soldier. Perhaps he has done worse. And he is without work, without pay, and quite penniless. He sees a way out, and he takes it. He does good deeds and bad along the way, and at the end he has all the young men could wish for. He has made his fortune, married a princess, and he has control over a magical fortune via magical dogs. The last image of the creature staring at the table at the wedding feast. The story is not over, for the dogs are watching, and there is more to this tale. This is a tale, like Aladdin, of having control over a magical fortune and what will and can be done to take back the power one has lost in one's life. He cuts off the head of the magic herself, the witch, and takes what may have been hers. The tinderbox represents control and rulership, and the desire to have all that you want. I thought so much about this tale when I was a child. When did it not simply take the money? Why didn't he just simply not take the money and create a life for himself? Or would the witch have sent the dogs after him to kill him and keep her secret safe? What are people prepared to do to get what they want and to keep their secrets? In this tale, we see that at times asking for help can be dangerous. It certainly is for this witch, and for the soldier, killing comes easy, as do threats throughout the story. When one has power and infinite wealth, you can force those about you to do your bidding, and you can even the most sought after treasure in the land. You can even go after the most sought after treasure in the land. A princess and the royal status. As the end, the soldier becomes the king. The story also is about impossibility of avoiding fate. For there is a prophecy that the princess will marry a soldier, and no matter how her parents try to to stop this, it comes true in any case. So if you have this card, what you are if you have this card, what you make of this, you must choose what you will and will not do to have power and money, and what you will do and what you will not do to have power and money. That you may be given an offer that can lead to danger and rewards. That at times you must cut people out of your life in order to keep secrets safe, and that getting what you ultimately want does not mean that you are unwatched, for the dogs watch the wedding feast. There are always witnesses to all the things that we do. So this is your choice. You may choose to be ruthless, and yet you may seem unpunished, but you will be observed, and you will never rest easy. Or you can choose to live with different values and live a different life. But if you become like the soldier, you must be prepared to do harsh things for a seemingly great reward. This story is morally ambitious. Perhaps you will never have consequences, but the eyes of the dogs will be watching you, and your soul will know what you have chosen to do. But then, what life did this? But then, what life did this soldier have before him? He was poor, cast out of the war, and had done terrible things in life. There are always harsh choices. You cannot avoid them, and at times, not everyone can benefit from a choice. There will at times be those who are hurt by the choices you make. You must decide whether these choices are worth it, whether they are worth the unending gaze of the dogs of the magic tinderbox. Will your ambition grow? And when, dear friend, will enough be enough? Meanings, a ruthless quest. Choose wisely. How would you repay a good turn? How will you use the gifts you have been given? Which harsh choice will benefit you most? What choice can you live with? Can your choices stand up to scrutiny, sorry? Have you sacrificed your ethics? Destinations reconnect with your empathy. Okay, so I'm going to read the next tale, which is the card came through called Tamlin, the Battle of Tamlin, which I referred to Tamlin in my chapter 8 as Dinah, the 13th child of Jacob from the 12 tribes of Judah. She wasn't included within the 12 tribes, so she wasn't included in the 144, when we do the maths. So anyway, the Tale of Tamlin, it says, 3 times Tamlin changes, and 3 times Janet holds. She sprinkles a circle of earth and blessed water about him, and brings him home. The tale of Tamlin is Scottish, and no one creates heroines like the Scots. This may be called Tamlin, but it's Janet's story. It is a story of imitation, change, transformation and reckoning, and freedom after imprisonment. The strong, fierce will of the heroine frees the man held captive by the fairy queen, even though he is forced to change and change and change. And Janet must hold fast, not letting him go, until at last he turns into hot coals. She flings him into the well, and he is born again as his human self. When this card comes to you, you are being reminded of your amazing power to free others by refusing to give in to overwhelming forces. You are so strong, and you can set an incredible example of courage and pride. For this heroine is proud of her family, her name, and her choices, even when they have seen her walk outside. And this is what's confirming, clarifying the card of Tamlin, walking away. Tamlin's card number 24. So I had to. You are so strong and can set an incredible example of courage and pride. For this heroine is proud of her family, her name and her choices, they have been seen, even when they have seen her walk outside of what is considered to be the right thing for her to do. What does this mean for you? It means that despite the rules you have broken, you have done this for the right reasons. Your immense resolve and determination are in inspiration to others and always will be, and are so powerful that you are able to inspire others to become truly themselves. When this card comes to you, be like Janet or the Tamlin story. Set others free through refusing to be intimidated. Trust yourself and to your own values, even when you walk into a stranger or a strange land, as Janet does. And know that when you pick a rose, magic can happen. Love is also a heart of Tamlin. Love is also at the heart of Tamlin's story. To discard a lover because they are in difficult circumstances, instead choosing to be strong and supportive. So when this card appears, know you have to stand by your friends and loved ones, and your support means the world to them, especially during a difficult trial or even a court case. You are the tower of strength, and it will be appreciated, and so much love will be yours. But you do not do this for reward. You do this because it's right, and because the love you have goes beyond good times. It extends into the nightmares that all human experiences throughout their lives. And your loyalty is shining light for others to reach for the fair darkness moments. The meanings of this card: face the conflict with courage, hold true and hold fast, loyal, steadfast, true to own values, devotion through the hard times, passing a test, rescue and redemption, coming home, honoring yourself, a time of fertile ideas and actions, help from strong female. So those are the stories that came through in the previous message, minus this card. And the reason why I didn't come in straight away after uploading the first message is because I was looking for the deck. Now this deck was already right in front of me. I looked through this deck because I got 4 of these from this creator, but I didn't realize it was this deck. I hadn't used this deck more or less since this season because of this energy. But it's showing a turnaround, a butterfly effect. Vasilla. The story of Vasilla shows me that. And I'm going to read this poem that I wrote on my Facebook channel the 25th of February. So it reads, Grandma in the sky, oh my, the power is in her eye. When you show my enemies will cry, my tears counted, emotions now mounted, counted, ancestors frustrated, intuition heightened. They shout, they should be frightened. I am just a lost gem, stolen diamond, growing and becoming enlightened, united. Rebuke the uninvited and those who think they're entitled to those. I could have died, and I ride it like fire could have fried because they lied on my ancestors. Sorry, because they lied. Only my ancestors, the Most High, had my side. Counted my tears when I cried. Humble, am I? I saw the one I called the samurai, connected by the mind and the third eye. It's too late now to comply. My cut-off is real, no blind. Especially after a lie. How could I get past real fast? I am versatile. Hard to trust an Aries, Pisces, Cancer, Aquarius, Sagittarius, or a Gemini. Can sometimes get sky high, tongue-tied. I see them all, even with my lazy eye. Like playing a game or Simon Says, or I Spy. Then try, but then they can't hide. Watch them slide from the wrath of the Most High. All those monitoring flies, oh my. Hmm. So the numerology I got. So today's giving me the energy of 888, 17th today of the 8th, 2024. 1 and 7, you break it down to the 8. It's giving me the energy of the magician and the chariot. This is where I was kind of picking up a warning energy. I need to be mindful. I need to use your discernment. At the bottom of the deck is the strength card, which is going to be the next energy coming into this message after I clear this. And again, 23 o'clock, which is 11 o'clock, may be relevant to 12 o'clock, or this could just be a 12-hour difference. Something about 2 weeks, something about 28 days, something about the change, 5. This is coming from 27, so it might just be under 28 days, 1 day short and $1 less. That movie I mentioned in one of my previous messages. 2 plus 9, High Priestess and Hermit energy. That's deep contemplation. That's deep intuition. That's insight and heightened insight to that. About this cycle, this conclusion, possible plan of awareness. Possible plan of you needing to have awareness. Yesterday I was picking up on the energy of the lady that swallowed a fly. At the time of writing this, I heard file, not fly, file. So the lady who swallowed a file, I was sick as I woke up. So this was yesterday. You know, after having this kind of the vision, and after I had the vision, I then remembered the nursery rhyme, and after that, I was literally just sick, straight out of sleep. So something caused something or something left at your gate by one. Don't think on. So this is what I wrote. So that I don't think you're aware of. It's a time when you leave, not looking. So this is where I'm referring back to this card. You're not looking. It's like you're looking at me, or you're looking at another reader, or you're looking at, you know, your screen, or whatever the device you have. But what's looking back at you is the Seven of Swords. In the previous message, I picked up the Seven of Swords being an energy of a monitoring fly, which is some kind of device, going back to the story of the Rose Elf, who was a spy within the brother's or the lover's pocket that went back and told the sister what the brother had did. I see this as some kind of recording device, some kind of security device, or some kind of monitoring fly. e.g., an unloving, caring connection sent towards you to be a leg up, give you a helping hand in regards to a situation that you may be tied up in on your temporal path. But the Seven of Swords is with the Five of Swords in hand, two left in the ground, minor, fully assesses the situation before making any rational decisions, any moves, even if you're not yet have the solution, but there's a need to pause and have patience. Head over heart decisions, intuition, emotions, instincts. We need to see all aspects of a situation in order to find the best solution or answer. Feels like or as though someone is leaving the blame game at your gate, e.g., leaving you're needing to take responsibility, or someone saying you need to take responsibility for X, Y, or Z, however that may resonate. But I feel like this is all part of some kind of deception, because someone's saying what they're saying to you, but looking back in anticipation, hoping that you're looking back at them, but you're not looking back at them. You're looking back at me, let's say, or you're looking back elsewhere. You're looking back at where you come from, all that you figured out through your intuition. You know that you know it's this energy. You're picking your battles wisely. You know that you're sitting down on some good news, and whatever this good news is, it may have taken time to come towards you. So you're just trying to be calm right now. You're not trying to let anything take you off of your golden path. Again, out of it here, it just feels like petty games, trying to cause you to get distracted on your path. Feels like, I'm just reading, I've already spoke about that, looking back at the messenger in order to get some kind of confirmation or clarity in regards to the trials and tribulations that you may be facing and still healing from. Because this card all tied up is neither in the reverse nor the upright. But again, we're always constantly healing, you know? I'm hearing lifelong lessons right now. Whatever this is for you, it's taking you great strength to get to this energy of calmness. And the message and the advice of this message is, first of all, well done. Regardless of where you are on this timeline, you're here seeking some form of guidance and advice. You know, it's showing that you're on a path of an awakening, that you're on your destiny, regardless of who's trying to throw you off right now. The bottom of the deck is the B card, productivity. It says it is time to examine your productivity. Disorganization and indecisiveness may be causing you to miss opportunities. Take a moment to prioritize your goals and get a clear view of how to get where you want to go and what it will take in order for you to get there. And I feel like that's the positive. That's the positive to what it is in this situation. This is the first step, or maybe this is just a step for you in order to keep moving through whatever this deception is that's been going on with these energies behind the scenes. Knowingly or unknowingly, you may just feel this within your gut, you know? Again, choosing your battles wisely. Need to remain and stay focused and balanced. Center of the message, too much water's under the bridge now. Someone understands the meaning of, you may have said, someone may now understand the meaning of, not every situation is black and white. Someone tried to be very clever in a situation, but not realizing the spiritual ranking of the ancestors and how much they've got you in situations. They don't see, not not too clever they were. Yeah, I was just speaking again here. I'm just reading what I wrote, skimming through it. I spoke of the fire in the big house, the twin flame, twin fly, twin flame. It's a shame, twin fly. Who's that spying? Seen by the gran. That's the poem I just read out just now. Oh my, seen by gran in the sky. Oh my, let me tell you why. Poetry or telepathy, humble me, energy. I don't trouble nobody. But what I'm going to do to end this message, I've done a lot of reading, so I'm going to rest my voice, my throat chakra for a little while, and I'm going to come back in and I'm going to pull tarot. And again, sexuality is what's coming through. Card number 39, the angels. There could be some kind of confusion here. There could be some kind of opening up in regards to why this couldn't be a loving connection. But again, going back to the energies of this message and what's taking place within this big house, the tinderbox, is someone's secrets that this energy is holding on to, is the reason why this Seven of Swords, going back to the last message uploaded, feels like they can only tell you what they can tell you with the Two of Swords left at your gate, but they have to go back. But they're looking back because they want to know whether you're going to be accepting of them. And if you are, then that's their go ahead to not have to go back. That's the kind of energy I'm picking up on here. But I don't feel like you're giving them the go ahead. Not because of any sexuality, but just because of the principles and the morals and the way that somebody may have gone about the things that they went about in order to put you in the energy of the Queen of Cups. From being a Queen of Pentacles to the Queen of Cups. Someone tried to throw you off, you know, or at least if they didn't try to throw you off, that's the reaction. That's the, I can't think of the word. That's what happened, you know, with the Eight of Wands being in the reverse. That's the consequence of that, or somebody's actions. But still, it never threw you off. And I feel like that's impressed somebody, it's intrigued somebody, and it's also triggered somebody. So there's a need to just be aware, you know, be mindful. Because no one, like, you know, I'm picking up this energy of a sore loser. This energy feels like a sore loser. It's in the eyes. Whereas I feel like this is your energy. You realize that you're completing a cycle. This card is underneath it. It reads, the kangaroo cycle. A 9-month cycle is at play. Your current project will take 9 months to mature and benefit you. Commit fully to it. You have all the strengths and stamina you need as long as you move forward and not backwards. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got resurrection.